found the book very interesting because, I mean, I read them pretty much over the period that they were written. And I think there's one other thing that I want to say. I mean, many people write evocatively about those deprived. And quite often that writing is actually driven by a particular ideological view of how to set it right. I mean, I think a good example of this is this very powerful essay that Arundhati Roy has in to the latest Outlook, for example. Very graphic, really gripping. But underneath it is a very clear ideological perception, which you may agree with, you may not agree with, and generally if you agree with it, you would say, what a brilliant article. And if you don't agree with it, you'd say, what brilliant writing, but I'm not so sure about the conclusion. I think this book actually doesn't have that sort of an ideological drive, and to some extent, that is part of his charm. Because it is very difficult, it is very easy to accept that this is actually reality. Precisely because it doesn't make you uncomfortable about how it's going to change. Actually, they leave it to you. They do think it should change, but exactly how it's going to change, that is not rammed home. And that makes it particularly valuable. So I really do hope that it will have a great sale, and many people will read it. I'm sure that they will then festoon it with the data that you haven't put there. What would be really interesting, of course, the authors themselves could do that, revisit exactly these places, and sort of say, I think as Syeda said, it's a long haul, and that's absolutely true. But it would be nice to know if they revisited all these places in the next 5 or 7 years and wrote a follow-up. What do they find? I mean, do they find that things have actually improved, or do they find it's just the same? Actually, I spoke to Syeda about it, and in one unguarded moment, she did seem to feel that things had improved. but she's careful not to document that too much. But anyway, with those words, really, with a very strong endorsement, do read the book, because I come from a completely different data and statistics laden background. But I did find that it not only was a good read, but I think it focused a lot of attention on the problem. And I think it leaves you open as to how you'd find solutions. The other interesting thing is that not every chapter here is a chapter which suggests that everything is hopeless. There are things here which seem to suggest there's a lot of hope also. So I think on the whole, it's about the best sort of thing one can hope for. And I can only say maybe we make a film out of it in order to widen your audience. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for asking me to write the foreword, and thank you for asking me to release the book. And oh yes, congratulations to HarperCollins for bringing it out. Thank you.